Mm-hmm. They're in there.
What's the date on them? Do y'all know?
Hold on, let me look.
Usually Wednesday.
Oh, I found it, 27th for 2/27.
Any other
Wednesday
questions?
at 10:38.
Any other questions about the salaries and overtime?
Nope.
Hearing none, I guess we move on to the regular bills. What was the date of it? I'm still trying to get it.
Wednesday, 10:38.
When she always sends it on Wednesday.
Margaret would like to say something.
Margaret would like to say something?
Yeah.
Hi, Margaret.
I just wanted to tell you that it just came on, so don't ask me anything, we just thought.
All right, Charlie Brown's
Hey,
not here.
Margaret, let us fix the sound a second.
Yeah.
If something's the matter, Alex, do you know what that makes that?
Hey, Margaret, talk a little bit slower.
Are you down in a pipe, Margaret?
You sound like you're on Charlie Brown.
An adult.
This has been happening a lot.
All right, let her try.
I think it's-
You there, Margaret?
Yes.
Hello?
Something's not right.
I can try from my phone, let me try from my phone.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's better.
this has happened several times, Alex. It sounds like this. I don't know if it's because of the new phones.
Try it again, Margaret.
She said.
She's, we'll call on a different phone.
Hey gentlemen, can you hear me okay?
That's Brendan.
Not good,
It's
Brendan.
distorted, but it's better than she was.
Yeah, she was coming through distorted on Zoom on this side too.
Like it's overmodulated for one thing.
Yeah, you're vibrating real bad, Brendan.
But Margaret's was worse.
Or,
We have a motion to pass Margaret's report. We'll get that done.
I haven't
sounds like we're driving the gain too high on that.
Yeah, it was just overdone. Well, my life would sure be a lot easier if I didn't have to buy a rock. I don't guess that's a,
I don't know if Margaret's called in on her cell phone yet.
Stephen, on our little, when we've got small amounts, where we're paying back to you from precinct, is that just truing up a spreadsheet like on the
A lot of
fines
times,
and?
I didn't look. I did look the other day, but it was last Wednesday when I looked. I believe it's like a training, TAC training deal where it pays from your precinct back into Gen.
Oh, okay.
Usually that's what I see on those, but I don't remember if that's exactly what it is this time.
One of mine was 167 and one was 267. But this number will pull, won't it, if we click on that to Munis, like I can pull up some backup, right?
Should be able to, yeah, if you look at the invoice. I'm not sure what all we have permissions on there.
She said she's trying to call in on her cell phone.
This is easier to do than the other one. It's not jumping around on me.
Mickey, did you ever find out about the $40 deal?
No, I was gonna ask Margaret about it, but I'll ask her about it outside of here. I'm assuming if they punched it in as a DOT into the state computer, that's what it would bill at. There is not gonna be a way to go back and change it. 'Cause once you, I'm sure once you type it in that state system, you can't
Back out.
back out of it.
Margaret can't get in for some reason.
Is she here in the office or is she?
No, she's not.
She's remote right now. So with the Zoom meeting, there should be a number to call to join in.
Let me send her a picture that's on the agenda.
And that's the difficult thing I noticed is that, so Margaret's got a picture, but she's dialing, she's gotta get off the picture to dial. And then you have to physically write down so you can punch it in when you go to Zoom and ask for your code meeting. I'm used to clicking on that and it going.
Okay, maybe I can do that for her.
It'd be nice if you click on that number and go directly there.
So you call that 346 number?
Yeah, and then you punch in that code number.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me? Now, we would like to unmute your microphone. You should press star six to unmute.
Margaret, we still can't hear you.
There was a lot.
It
going
looks
on.
like, for the precincts ones to the treasurer's office, so that, looking at the list, it says that they were, tax office errors and ad valorem collections.
Okay. They're
So-
just adjustments.
Yeah, so it's either they put it on their form incorrectly or someone in my office keyed it incorrectly, but it's to
Okay.
correct that where those payments should have
Okay.
gone.
I'm asking her to view, but it's not working.
She's unmuted.
No, she's not.
I had to listen the last time I called in.
Was that her calling you?
She's on, but I can't get her to unmute. I keep asking her to unmute, but she
What-
can't.
You may be able to
She
unmute
said
her.
she's, I,
You asked her to unmute here.
yeah, I'm not able to unmute anybody, I can only ask them. She said she pushed star six, you know, unmute.
Of the, meeting host, or the meeting host,
Yeah, code.
There you go. Thank you.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Now we can.
A little better.
Okay. I was only trying to say that cord didn't come on until right when I tried to talk the first time, so I didn't know if y'all needed anything from me.
No, I think what we needed, we figured out, it was just an adjustment.
Okay, dollar late and dollar short, a day late and dollar short.
It's gonna be ugly. Oh, yeah?
Margaret, you still there?
Yes, sir.
I was just looking through the ARPA bills and it reminded me of something we've kind of talked about in our class this past week. We probably need to put an agenda item to get an update on all of our ARPA, where we stand and what we still have outstanding, where we've got that money all allocated to.
Okay,
So,
Just like the latest and greatest.
yeah. Yeah,
yes, I
that was kind of
understand.
a suggestion that we were given, so, yeah, make sure we've got everything accounted for before the end of the year. And I know we have, but to have it in the record that way, just helps solidify our position.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem.
You done with bills?
I am.
I'm done with bills. You are done with bills.
Stephen, are you seeing the check independently for the reimbursement for adult probation, for payroll? Are you familiar with that?
The checks that come in from CSCD,
Well, or a wire transfer that's refunding the payroll that we paid adult probation, and then they supposedly are paying us.
we get a lot of grant money from them that goes through, and it's just a wire transfer into our account, and then I'll get with Derek, and Derek usually is really good about telling me ahead of time what it's for and where it goes.
This
So,
is not a grant, this is just their TDCJ
Yeah, and
payroll reimbursement.
so I'm under the impression that everybody working for adult probation, not a county department, the county pays that payroll check, but then the state reimburses us for that amount. And I'm wondering what the reconciliation is to know, hey, for some reason it didn't show up in March, or is there a reconciliation taking place?
I'll have to look into that. I know that we get, pretty much every weekday, we get a transfer from CSCD into our CSCD accounts. So I assume that's probably some of it, but I'll check into it and let you know.
Okay. The guy that gave our presentation was from Criminal Justice Department and was not knowledgeable about how a lot of that interacted. You know, I've always wondered, how is the county involved in this process? And apparently, we are obligated to provide a facility, pay for the electricity, and provide equipment. And I asked the question about, let's say they decide they want the latest and greatest Army technology of cybersecurity, whatever. Are we obligated to pay for that? And he didn't really know how that is.
Like I said, I'll have to get with Christy and talk to her and Derek and see what's the specifics of what each one of those transfers and stuff is. As the years gone by, I've been digging more into the specifics of what I'm doing as opposed to the procedures I'm following. So
Right.
making sure I understand stuff better, but I haven't looked into the CSCD stuff yet. But I'll do that and get back to you.
Anything else, Shona? You not through it,
Done.
other than we wish it was less?
And them stop signs now are now up to $53 a piece.
Good heavens.
That's actually pretty cheap.
And we're losing
What grade are you buying?
Right there,
the $53 one.
$53. They steal them as fast as.
They're stealing them about as fast as we put them up.
Melvin, there was a new, Jim Allison mentioned to us, and my paperwork's in Mickey's. I'll get it and email you. But the Attorney General's opinion on some private property work, and it kind of opening up the door or clarifying the door, opening more. I'll send you that.
Yeah, good, I'll take a look at
It
that.
apparently just out.
Okay.
Letting us have
A little broader.
a little broader to get in on personal property with written permission and
Yeah.
do whatever drainage work we need to do.
And
Sure.
is there, Melvin, so let's say we see an opinion requested. Is there any way that that website can tell you when that has been? Or do you have to just keep
You just have to keep
reading all of
searching.
it?
Well, if you know that a specific request has come in and you know the number for that request, you can search that. I mean, but you'd have to just periodically go search
Okay.
to see when. As far as I
By
know,
that
I don't know
number,
that there's
though.
I don't know that there's like an email they'll send you. Like, you know, with the appellate courts, they're pretty good because you can set up an email thing and they'll email you when
When that
opinions
comes.
happen and stuff. But I don't think the AG does
Okay.
that.
I wondered about that. I just had never asked you.
I mean, I can certainly look, but I think you just have to kind of know what you're looking for and then
Right.
check periodically from when it comes down.
Well, it really has a dramatic effect because, Jeff, 95% of the drainage we do has to go across
Well, yeah.
private property.
Yeah.
We just don't, I mean, that's the
Yeah,
nature of the beast.
And unless it's in like a floodplain or something
Yeah.
where you've got
There's just very
authority,
few.
you're basically have to
Yeah.
deal with it, and it's, you know, a lot of those laws are kind of, they're old laws for back when nobody thought about any of that stuff, and they just thought, well, you're not supposed to go and improve people's property, and they didn't want the government doing that, obviously, but this is a little different, this is a different situation now when we have more modern techniques and things we need to use for drainage purposes and stuff, so.
And you know what I found so odd when we were heavily involved after the flood in 16 and we were searching diligently for some answers. So let's say, Melvin, the creek behind your house, it flows through your property and then hits your neighbor. Let's say your neighbor goes in there and he decides, well, I've got this 20 acres, I'm gonna go ahead and impound this water and back it up. And of course, it can spill over from him, but while it backs up, it floods you.
Yeah.
Well, you can call TCEQ, they'd come out and find your neighbor.
Yeah.
But nobody's showing up to take out the dam.
You can sue them also, then you can have a private action against them and stuff and sue them for flooding you. There is some stuff you can do there, but that's expensive and
And
cumbersome and not easy to do.
well, yeah,
so.
and then the onus is back on them to fix their problem, and they could go in and do a sloppy job of it, and
Yeah.
it just, you would think the Corps of Engineers or somebody would show up and be able to, and I've always contended as well, like exactly what Barry was saying, we see these state highway projects get a tremendous, nice crossing that goes under the roadway. But the problem is the water coming to it and the water leaving from it. Nothing has occurred to fix that problem.
I can show you one right now.
Yeah, I can
Right.
too,
It's
multiple.
undergoing.
And it
Wow.
just seems a fallacy that should be part of the equation.
Sure.
We've got one we're looking at that we're gonna wanna work on in months to come, and I guess, but the main thing is we go through the procedures, I guess, and get it, we've got, the property owner is fine with it, they want it
Yeah.
fixed, and it will solve the problem, at least, a lot of times there's nowhere to go. On this one, yeah, we do have an avenue that we can take it, and it won't be a terribly big fix, it's gonna be, pretty simple, but still, golly, if there's one area we've gotta do a better job of, is getting the water pressure off these roads. It's killing us where we're standing water, it seeps up under that stuff.
It softens the base and it
Just-
causes a lot of trouble.
And we're in a deal right now where that water is an enemy, standing water in the bar ditch is not good, so.
Well, and you know what?
Anything else?
Nope.
Vicky's closed his laptop, which is always a good sign.
That means we're done.
That means we're done, that's a sign. You got anything, Commissioner? Anything else? Any other comments, questions, or whatever before we move on?
Class dismissed.
Class, what is,
What time?
give me a time check.